Hey there folks, welcome to the Tune of the Week. This week we've got a great tune from mandolinist Jesse Cobb, one called the McCoury Way, very Ronnie McCoury inspired number. This comes from Jesse's 2013 album called Solitude, all solo mandolin, really excellent work on there. This tune's a personal favorite of mine. I've loved it from the first time I heard it years ago. So Jesse Cobb is most known from playing with the infamous String Dusters on their early albums and being a founding member of that band. But he went on to play with Ronnie McCoury and played on a bunch of great bluegrass that came out of Nashville in the 2000s. He lives up in Canada now. I think this tune represents Jesse's playing well. It's got a lot of attack and a lot of double stops, and I really like the way that this tune uses the fingerboard, and we'll get into some of that in this lesson. So I'm doing this Mandolin Tune of the Week to represent some underrated or at least underappreciated mandolin tunes and players. This tune in particular I've loved for years, and I've never really found anyone else that plays it. So I'm just hoping to get these tunes out in the world a little more and get people playing them. So let's go ahead and dive into the A part here. I'm going to play it once very slowly, and then we'll start to dissect some things. 1, 2, 3. So that's the A section, and there are a couple of differences when we do the first and second endings going back to the A or to the B part. But let's go ahead and break this down from the beginning here. So the tune, or at least the A section, is built out of this C double stop. And the key thing to this A part is that we're going to be fretting the A and the E string together with one finger, but we're not barring, we're fretting it, just as we'd fret the A string or the E string. We're fretting them both. And in doing that, I'm just putting this finger between the A and E strings. So if I play the top A, it's kind of muted, and the bottom E, also muted, but if I play them together, I get a pretty decent sound. Same as this A chord that a lot of people use. So we're just applying that here. So the main idea here is this little pattern. So just about everything there is going to be a double stop, with the exception of a couple of notes. If you have any confusion here that you can't read just from watching my fingers, there's a tab in the description below, and you can check that out. It's got all of the fingerings, all of the pick strokes, everything like that. So back to the beginning of this A part. So with this C double stop, we're going to be hammering on from the 5th to the 7th fret. We'll see when that idea comes back halfway through the A section, we'll play it a little different. But moving on, we'll use these pickup notes to keep going. And that idea is the same as before. And then we're going to go to the G, the 5 chord. Pretty simple little lick there, but I'll play it again, sliding in from the 2nd and 4th to the 3rd and the 5th. And our pickup notes going forward. So once more. And this idea will mostly be the same, but we're going to slide instead of hammer on, as you'll see. So right here, instead of hammering on the 5th to the 7th, we're actually going to slide the 6th to the 7th. So just like that. And then we're going to play this tag pattern that this lick doesn't happen exactly throughout the tune, but the rhythmic pattern does happen throughout a bunch of different double stops throughout this tune. So that idea is going to happen several times throughout the tune. Let's go ahead and check that out. So we'll start here on this C double stop. And we're going to slide to this C chord, just as if we were playing a C chop chord there. And then this B flat, just the same chord, 2 frets down. And this is an F double stop, and we're just going to be sliding these in from a half step below, just 1 fret difference. And then we'll play this C7, and we're only going to slide the 4th to the 5th, so our index finger here on the B flat is just going to stay there. I'll play that idea once more here. And then we have one last tag that uses a lot of sliding. It's a little tricky, but once you get it, you should have it under your fingers pretty well. I'll play that once here. So that's a little twisty, but we'll break it down here into a couple of parts, and it should be easy to understand. So let's just try that for now. Pretty easy, a little bit starting out. Moving on. So let's play that much. And then moving on, we'll just slide this down, catch that with our middle finger, slide this with the index finger, and then catch this with our ring. And then slide back up to C. So altogether that tag is going to sound something like this. The first ending, going back to the A part, is pretty simple, just like this. But going to the B part is a little trickier because we're not going to stop in the tag. So the tag will sound something like this in the B part. So let's go ahead and dive into this B section. I'll play it once slow, just using that tag, and then we'll start to dissect some things. So the B part is quite shorter than the A section, more of a bridge. Let's go ahead and break it down just from this set of pickup notes. Just those pickup notes are going to sound something like this. So pretty easy. And then we're going to slide that into this F double stop. Then we're going to slide to another F here. From the 7th and 5th frets. And play that simple lick. Just getting back to that F chord. So. we're going to play this. So let's try that. Then we're going to go back to C with these double stops. So that's a similar pattern as we saw in the A part here with. So we're going to play that just on this C. And each of those we're sliding in just a half step below. That's an F double stop. And then we're kind of playing this pull down, but we're not picking it. It's just we're sliding the note as it rings out back to this C. And then we'll play that lick. Make sure to use your pinky on this tune. It's pretty essential, I think, to use all four fingers, just in general, but especially on this tune, it requires, the fingering just requires you use your pinky at times. And it's a good habit to form. So coming out of this lick, we're going to go to the D chord. So that motion is going to start down here on the C. And we're going to slide it up to the D. So one more time, we're working through this D double stop and this D double stop. And then we're going to go to the G chord. And we're playing a similar pattern with these double stops as we played in the A part and earlier in this B section. So the pickup notes are something like this. And we're going to this G double stop here on the 10th and 7th fret. And then slide it down to the F. And that's a C. And then we're going to slide to this kind of G7. So once more. And that's actually the whole tune, so I'm going to play this B part once more slow. So just to keep in mind on this tune, make sure you check out those fingerings either by watching me do it here and make sure you have them exactly that way, or you can check out the tab and it's got the fingerings below everything, and the pick strokes. For the most part, we're playing down, up on this tune, nothing too complicated. As with some more Monroe-y tunes, you have a lot of downstrokes, but this tune is pretty much alternating picking the whole way. And with some of these double stops, make sure to fret them pretty strongly. You want a good clean sound, because it's easy with a double stop being so demanding on your left hand to not fret it enough and get more of a loose, less pronounced sound, you know. But make sure your left hand is strong and just practice it slowly and push in. You know, you don't want to strain your left hand, but push in just enough to get a clean sound and practice it that way. So thanks for joining me this week. Every Saturday morning there's a new Mandolin Tune of the Week, so make sure to subscribe below and check that out. I'm going to play it one more time. Feel free to play along. 1, 2,